You always hear new parents say this, but I never believed it until it happened to me. Becoming a father for the first time changed everything. When my oldest son Ben was born, I loved him so much. Right away, more than anything or anyone on planet Earth. But as soon as we took him home from the hospital, I realized one very important truth. My relationship with my son was all on me. Early on, I was up several times a night bringing my screaming baby to his mom to be fed, or comforting him, or changing his diaper. My free time died a quick and painful death because now all of my energy was focused on being home to help with Ben. My wife and I, we used to go out every Friday and Saturday night, never thinking about when we had to be home. Now we hardly ever went out. And when we did, we had a strict curfew and we had to pay someone to watch him. In those early years, Ben couldn't really do anything for himself. And he certainly couldn't do anything for me. The only value a relationship with Ben offered me was the overwhelming love I had for him. You'd think it would have improved as he got older. And sure, he learned to talk and do some stuff for himself. But I still had to teach him everything. I taught him how to play, how to throw a ball, and how to finally go to the bathroom without peeing all over the floor. He needed my help to tie his shoes and get dressed and even to make friends. Our relationship was still mostly on me. And I really didn't care. My heart's desire was to spend time with Ben. I even created games so that we would have something to do when we were together. We played Push Daddy Off the Couch game. I lay on the couch, he pushed me off. I lay on the couch again, he pushed me off again and again. It was very complicated. We also played Put Ben in the Blanket game. We put him in a blanket, I'd wrap it up and spin him around over my head and then drop him on the couch. And he'd drop there and laugh and laugh and laugh and ask me to do it again. I wanted Ben to know how much I delighted in him. I pursued Ben with my whole heart and gave everything I had to our relationship. When Ben got hurt, he ran to me for comfort and to make it feel better. When Ben had a rough day, he came and sat in my lap and we talked about it. When Ben felt scared, he'd get as close to me as possible so he could feel safe. Ben knew how much I cared and he learned to trust it. No matter what happened, he could rest in my love. So often, our relationship with God is characterized by a lot of stuff we have to do. Usually there are long lists of rules or activities we have to accomplish or avoid in order to successfully build a relationship with God. We don't say it this way, but it almost seems like we have to earn God's love. But the more time I spend reflecting on my relationship with God, the more I realize that I am Ben and He is Daddy. The relationship is mostly on Him. My Father makes the relationship work. Psalm 23 says it so well. The words are so familiar to us, but something very unique stands out to me. I see God's activity over and over again. He finds green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. My Father, my shepherd, comforts me in the deep, dark valley of death. He even prepares a table before me so He can sit and eat with me. And then there's this image. It's one we often rush past, but I think it's the most compelling, descriptive line in the entire psalm. He anoints my head with oil. In the Bible, anointing with oil is a deeply meaningful act. Oil was used to protect sheep from lice and bacteria. So when God anoints us, He is offering His protection. Oil is also a symbol of God's healing. And God even uses oil to mark people for a specific calling and purpose. And finally, oil represents being filled with God's Spirit, completely saturated and overflowing with His love. It's a beautiful, layered image of everything God puts into His relationship with His children. When I read that psalm, when I really get lost in those images, I'm forced to completely rethink my role in my relationship with God. Maybe there isn't a list of things I need to do to get God's attention or convince Him to love me. Maybe there's nothing I can do to earn it. maybe I only need to surrender to the loving work God's already doing for me. Whatever you think the state of your relationship with God is, maybe it's time for you to just rest. Rest in the fact that God's got this. He cares for you. And no matter what happens, He loves you.